Okay, here we are again. A collective message for my Neptunian Nudes Tarot Collective. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna put that back. Let's see exactly what the collective needs to know at this time. Yeah, just something that you need to know. What does the collective need to know at this time, Spirit? What does the collective need to know at this time, Spirit, please? Death, the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Swords. What does the collective need to know at this time? Someone needs to stay in the past or stay out of your life. Stay exactly where they are. They don't need to come back. Knight of Pentacles. I don't know who that message is for, but they don't need to come your way. Okay. What does the collective need to know? The Devil. When I say that this person needs to stay out of your life, they have nothing to bring to any situation, anything in your life besides stress, drama, and confusion, manipulation, secrets that like really interfere with your well-being. So we have the Death card, Knight of Cups, Ten of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, the Devil. The bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So yeah, it feels like there may be some sadness around some type of, let's break up something. The energy of a warning. This person does not need to be in your life. Is coming through really strong. So you may be sad, Five of Cups, Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. You may be really sad. You may be thinking about um, how much fun you had together, all the time you spent together. You may be thinking about the plans that you had for your future and how it's just not going to happen anymore. It does not need to happen. This person does not mean you well. Um, I'm filming this in Cancer season during the Mercury retrograde, and it kind of feels like this person is, um, they know how to play on your emotions. They know how to play those mind games to get you to like play into them. They know what to say, they know what to do, they want to keep you coming back, they want to keep you hooked. They feel like they can have you when they want you, basically. It doesn't really matter that you're saying that you're done with them and that your relationship will never be anything significant ever again. It doesn't matter because they feel like you've said that plenty of times in the past, and what came of it? They were right back playing in your face, basically. Mm. So, no matter how sad you are or how you feel like this is the worst pain that you could ever feel, you feel so lonely, you feel so forgotten about. You feel like this person understood you the best. No, they did not. They just know how to play on your emotions, and they know how to play on your desires the best. This person feels like they're steadily working to like get you back in their trap, to get back in good graces with you. Even though this relationship has come to an end several times, it's just something like you can't help yourself but to double back, but to um mm, the word placeholder popped up in my head. This person feels like they have a spot in your life because they're a placeholder or something. Like they feel like they'll always be around to a certain extent because maybe it's how long you've known them or what you experienced together or how much you forgive them no matter what they do or say or how they don't show up. It's like you're always overlooking their more negative qualities and they're counting on that so they can constantly be in your life. They want to be like center field. They want to be a main part of your life, even though they do not deserve it. It's like, yeah, they may get lost, but they always find their way back. You may say, hey, I'm done with you. Don't call me again. You're blocked. But somehow they constantly find their way back. Don't let this person come back. Your spirit guides are very certain and for sure that this person does not mean well, that this person has a trickster energy. hmm The death card is letting something rest, letting something come to a natural end, and not trying to transform it past its life expectancy. Um, the death card is asking you to transform not as an item with this person, but to transform away from them by yourself. This transformation, this elevation, this internal growth is something that you're supposed to experience alone. They cannot come along on this adventure because they don't have the necessary tools, they don't have the equipment, they don't even have the mindset. They are really operating from a place of lack and they aim to cause a lot of confusion, a lot of uncertainty in your life. They want to plant in your head the seed of doubt. hmm This feels like it was a romantic relationship, but this person is low key your op. And it's like they slowly feed away at your energy and your confidence and your potential so you can always be in their life and they can kind of hinder your plans and your progress by getting into your head, being very manipulative. They're trying to control you. They want you to think less of yourself because they aren't happy with themselves. So basically, letting this person back into your life. Oh, this is definitely Mercury in Cancer retrograde energy. Someone from your past that really knows how to play on your emotions, play on your heartstrings. They want to come back. But your spirit guides are like, no. They're very certain about that. It's like they know what to say, they know what to do, they're very sneaky. And if given the opportunity, they would definitely come through with a positive energy. Excuse me. They would definitely come through with a positive energy, really upbeat, really friendly, making it seem like they are just so evolved and so much on a different level now. And making it seem like you're just missing out on what they have to offer. You're just missing out on a good relationship. Don't you just come back? Don't you just come back? And you're like, nah, no, not at all. Okay. Tell me more about this death card for my Neptunian Nudes Tarot Collective, please. Why is the death card here? Tired of having to look away. There's something that came through. And yes, the card did fly out. I want that card and another card for the death card. Clarification, please. They're hoping that you look away, that you aren't looking too closely, because you would be able to see that this new behavior that they would come back with is just a facade. It's just the moon. Okay. It's just a facade. What flew out? Two of Wands. So they want to make it seem like they underwent such a transformation, like they had some time for personal growth. I'm feeling like a year of personal growth. It's a lot. It's a year of a personal BS journey. They're going to learn how to manipulate and lie even better. The energy that they approach you with is uncertainty. That's what's loudest, but of course, that's not what they're conveying. What they're saying is like, sure, I've grown. Sure, that was of the past. That's different. I'm a totally changed person. And that's not what they're serving for real. Bottom of the deck is Justice and the Ace of Swords. Um, they aren't worried about telling the truth or having an honest conversation where they take accountability for all that they've done. They feel like what they've done, they feel like the things that you know about, no big deal. They feel like what they really get away with is done in the dark. It's done in the dark with the moon. They feel like what's done in the dark will not come to light because they feel like they're that slick. They feel like they can plan and think ahead, that they're always one step ahead. That's why they feel like they can be so conniving, because they're always one step ahead. So, with them knowing that, it's like, okay, if I can get into this person's inbox, if I can run into this person and make them think for 2 seconds that I've changed in some way, then I got my foot in the door. And from there, I can just continue planting seeds of me being a changed person and me being so evolved, knowing that it's not true. I'm telling you, this person is very It's like a energy vampire. This person is an energy vampire. This person wants to get a hold of you to take you down. I really don't like that this person feels like they can constantly hop in and out of your life. But I do understand that that came from really learning this person and learning that you can't give this person the benefit of the doubt. That they're just playing on your heartstrings because they can. But that was a thing of the past. They're no longer playing on your heartstrings. It's just that the retrograde, the energy of whatever, them running into you, they feel like they can try again. And your spirit guides want you to know that you've grown so much, and it took for you to separate yourself from this person to really see yourself clearly. And they want to remind you of all the work that you've done to get over all the damage that this person did to you mentally, for some people physically. They want to remind you that they really took a toll on your self-esteem and your outlook on life. So they want to remind you that before you see this person looking all good, smelling good, they might pop up on your timeline or something, might see them out and about. They want to remind you of that before you give this person an opportunity to go any further with you. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, your spirit guides want to remind you of how much work it took to overcome the the energy vampire that is trying to pop back up into your life. All right, look what fell out. The death card. Something ended, and they're just like, let it stay that way, okay? Let it stay that way. Tell me more about the devil, please, for my Neptunian Nudes Tarot Collective. Please, why is the devil here? Yeah, if you do run into them, it's the energy of they look so good. They're so fine. They are so physically attractive. And you're going to be like, I see why I was interested in them in the first place. But you see what's going on. This person ain't shit, huh? This person ain't shit, huh? The Tower. The Tower. Another major arcana. So it's a lot of major arcanas in this reading. Well, the Death card and the Devil, and now the Tower. The Moon, and then the Death card fell out of this smaller deck. It feels like this person really shifted your life, and I do feel like with it being Cancer season, as I'm filming this, it being a Mercury retrograde in Cancer, you could be reminiscing and feeling a bit vulnerable emotionally, making yourself a little bit more susceptible to this energy vampire. And they know that you had a soft spot for them. And I do feel like this is a fresh energy of you getting over this. Like you haven't been over it for years. It's been maybe a few months where you're adjusting to not having them in your life and standing on business. And this is tricky because you're still gaining your confidence around saying no to this person, and you're still building your confidence around just being you. Feels like you're at a crossroads and you're feeling like you may feel like you don't know what to do, because I do feel like there's an energy of you missing this person. Even though this entire reading I was talking about like how this person has been terrible. Everyone has redeeming qualities, okay? Everyone has redeeming qualities. And in the past, I feel like you've been focusing a little bit too much on those redeeming qualities, because this person knows when to pull out the redeeming qualities. They know when to act right. They can see that you're at your limit. They can see that you're about to be like, nah, I'm good. And that's when they switch it up. That's when they be like, oh, I can act right, I guess, just for a little bit, you know. That's what's so annoying. It's like they're constantly breadcrumbing you and then giving you the whole loaf unexpectedly, because they know that they need to keep you engaged. But this reading is letting me know that there's nothing good to come from a connection between you two. Okay? Bottom of the deck is the Hierophant and the Nine of Swords. All right. Um, this person definitely, it feels like they're really, like their life is put together in some way. Like they have a good job. Um, they have a certain amount of stability. Knight of Pentacles. Um, they're charming. They're funny. They have a good work ethic. And I feel like these are the things that you're thinking about, the redeeming qualities that you take into consideration when thinking about them. It don't matter. Okay? It does not matter at all. I don't care. I don't care. More importantly, your spirit guides, they don't care. I have a mosquito bite on my arm. They're like a mosquito, okay? It's coming back to bite you. Your spirit guides do not care that they have redeeming qualities. They feel like the redeeming qualities are superficial and just a way to draw you in, quite honestly. I don't know. I don't know. I've been dropping cards all day. Tell me more about the Knight of Pentacles, please. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here for my collective? I'm done. This person is really a hard worker, and I do feel like that's something that you find attractive about them. Yes, that is correct. We have the Knight of Pentacles clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. This person is a provider. They like showing up in relationships as really strong masculine energy. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Pentacles with the Nine of Pentacles. This person has a lot of money, so I can understand with them being very attractive, with them being a hard worker, and with them having a certain level of stability. They get a lot of money. That's very attractive. They would definitely be one to make sure your bills are paid, make sure you don't have to worry about your account being in the negative or worry about where you're going to get the money for XYZ, they got you. Okay. There is an energy of them being a little stingy coming through. Um, that's their personality. It seems tempting. The more I get into the reading, I'm finding out yes, they do have redeeming qualities. Yes, they do have so many things about them that are very attractive. This also feels like the energy with the Knight of Pentacles clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. Like, yes, they have money, but their money is really just used for their control and for their convenience. Yes, for their convenience and for their control, which would in turn be you maybe being a little bit more dependent on them than you would like, and them taking advantage of it. They seem sneaky like that, controlling like that. The easiest way to control someone, be the one that takes care of them. It's like they use that to get your attention because they know that that's attractive, an attractive quality in a man, being a provider. So they're like, yeah, that's me. But what they really mean is they're going to take advantage of you, okay? They want you to be dependent on them. So you um, always have to be attached to them in a certain way, which is another reason why your spirit guides are like, no, this person is not a good partner, not a good person, and will not make a good husband, and will not make a good father. Don't even think about it. I feel like family planning could have been a huge part of the reason you broke up, or just y'all weren't seeing eye to eye. But family planning, maybe that's something you talked about a lot, even if it wasn't like you're not seeing eye to eye with it. It's just it was discussed. It was a part of their relationship. And as time moved along, you're just seeing that this person is not going to be a good partner, a good spouse, a good anything. They crazy. All right. Let's see what this Knight of Cups is about. Why is the Knight of Cups here for my collective and this person that is trying to get their way back into their life? Why is the Knight of Cups here, please? Four of Wands. So this time around, this person coming back in your life could be trying to make things official, trying to show you that they changed by making things official. This could be like a proposal, or like, hey, let's move in together, let's get a pet together. I don't know. Let's do something together where it shows that we are joining forces again. We're a unit, we're coming together. This is maybe not marriage for everyone that's watching collective reading, but it's something that is allowing them to, that would allow them to have a more permanent position in your life. No, knock it off. Bottom of the deck, strength card. Strength card along with the magician. It's like they're, like I said, they're playing on your emotions. They know what you desire. They've been in a relationship with you. So they kind of know what you want out of life, what you're looking for in a relationship. And instead of them just being it, they're going to pretend to be that so you can fall in love with them or give them another chance, and then they can switch it up on you. All right, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. It's like they're trying to position themselves, as I was saying earlier. about them not being a good partner, a good husband, a good father. They're trying to position themselves as that person. They're trying, if you let them, if you let them, even if you see them like on social media posting, trying to make it seem like they're creating room in their life for a family, for a wife, for kids, for responsibilities, for a home. They're just pretending. Why is the Ten of Swords here for my collective, please? They're just pretending. Why is the Ten of Swords here for my collective? Ace of Swords. Yeah, so they would have to convince you. And they're up for the challenge. Don't get me wrong. They're up for the challenge of convincing you to give them another chance. They want to tell you any and everything, any story that you're willing to listen to about how they need you, how they want you, how y'all perfect together, how they ain't nothing without you. Oh my God, they were so sick they couldn't eat, they couldn't sleep. Tell them to save it. Tell them to save it. They want to tell you how much they mean, how much you mean to them. The world at the bottom of the deck, the world with the Eight of Wands. Okay. They really want to flatter you. They really want to cozy one up to you. Maybe even shed some tears. They're just pretending. Okay. Your spirit guides already know the deal. And they want you to keep in mind how stubborn they are. Definitely stubborn with the Knight of Pentacles coming through twice. Death card also wanted to come through twice. It flew out while I was shuffling. I did put it back, but ultimately it wanted to come out. Also, the moon here representing secrets, lies, fantasies, illusions. This person has a lot of growing up to do, and instead of growing up, they pretend to evolve, they pretend to grow up. Therefore, whatever they put their little grimy hands on is destined to not bloom as it once would. It's destined to lose its shine, its motivation, its purpose, and reasoning. Because that is the energy of this person. And while you may be very sad and missing them and reminiscing about the good times and their good qualities, just know that their good qualities and the good times, they will only go so far. And you have to look at things for what they are as a whole. And as a whole, the relationship doesn't seem like it's anything worth revisiting or saving. And that is that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.